How's it going? I'm Shida. If you were at the Ninajirachi show in Manchester back in March, you might have seen someone in the back of the crowd filming the concert with a slightly unusual device.
Oh, that was me.
This ThinkPad actually has some history. I did get some footage of the concert, I'll show you at the end, although, well, you'll see. But first, let's go back another month or two to when I first got my hands on this laptop, alongside 6 other laptops. Ooh, we have a Lenovo ThinkPad T460, a Lenovo ThinkPad T460, a Lenovo ThinkPad T460, a Lenovo ThinkPad, I think that's actually a T450, a Lenovo ThinkPad T4, this one's certainly seen better days. It's a T460 though, a Lenovo ThinkPad T460, and the Lenovo ThinkPad T460S. These things were very cheap. After shipping, it worked out to €10 each, and there's a reason for that. They're all broken. All right, let's run you through what we got here. First up, we got Rex. Yeah, this was just open. There's a bent heat pipe on the motherboard. This is a mess. However, it's got a screen. Next up, we got Topsy. Topsy is actually a T450, not a T460. Except it's in a T460 case, and you can see right there, there's a VGA port with the space for a HDMI. So we got Topsy, that means we also have Turvy. Turvy is the T460 with a T450 base. So clearly those two got swapped around at some point. This one's got a keyboard in it, most of it is missing a couple of keys. Rosetta. Rosetta is the other laptop that has a keyboard. There's a note that came with it that said something about the display backlight, but there's no display at all. We've got a keyboard, the J key is broken. That's fine. So between Rosetta and Turvy, we have one working keyboard, hopefully. Fingers crossed. This is Crunk. It's called Crunk because it's been crunked. This one's a bit of a mess. This one's probably the second worst physical condition alongside Rex. Next up we got Glitzy. It's called Glitzy because it's covered in this sparkly glitter stuff for some reason. We've got this sign Display verfurbt, which means warped display. But there is a display. This is the other one that has a display. And this one is heavy, which means I think this one might have a battery in it, which the other ones do not. Finally then, we've got Ninajirachi. Ninajirachi is a T460S. It's a slightly newer model. It's got the full keyboard and screen and touchpad. This one is actually in pretty nice physical condition. But I've called her Ninajirachi. Ninajirachi is a mythological Irish fairy queen who would take poets and artists into her thrall and drive them mad, basically. I'm, in this case, the poet and or artist, and I think this one's going to drive me mad, because it says on here, the RAM slot is defective, the touchpad is defective, the keyboard is defective, which makes me think that there might be something very, very wrong with the motherboard. Anyway, that's our bunch. Yep, I give the laptops names. Naming them makes them easy to remember, of course, but it also has the side effect of anthropomorphizing the newly named thing. And I think as far as inert devices go, laptops are kind of deserving of that. I'm not talking about AI here, I'm talking about a phenomenon that's been around for a little bit longer than that. Now I'm opening up all of the laptops and taking a quick look at their internals. This is where I learned that there isn't a single stick of RAM between all 7 of these computers, although I'd kind of expected that anyway. After borrowing 4 gigs of G-Skill ripjaws from another old laptop, I was able to test whether they at least booted. And they did. All of them. Except for Topsy, but I might not have plugged the VGA cable in properly. I didn't really check that thoroughly. Sorry, Topsy. Ninajirachi is a weird one too. And yes, it's she, not Shia. I was pronouncing it wrong in the original footage. The T460S has different internals from the T460. It uses an M.2 SSD rather than the old style SATA, although it's still SATA speed. And it uses DDR4 RAM, while the others take DDR3L. Wait, hang on a second. Okay, past me seems to have pulled another laptop out of nowhere. What on earth is going on here? Well, this laptop has a name too. Avira. I bought her about a year ago. Also on eBay, also for very cheap. She doesn't boot. In fact, the motherboard is totally dead. This part right here is burnt out, needs replacing, really difficult to replace, but it's got RAM and it's got a hard drive, and both of them just happen to be the right exact fit for Lan and Shi, so I swapped those in just to see what would happen. I don't know what's on the hard drive, I don't think it's blank. I'm gonna see if it boots. Oh, we've got Windows. Getting devices ready. Yo! Oh no, this is someone's fucking laptop. Okay, let's have a look. It's not connected to the internet, but it does have the date right. Look at that, we still got Cortana on this one. Oh, Microsoft. It's a very default sort of Windows installation. Google Chrome, have we got Chrome history? Restore pages? Yo, we do have obviously no internet here. I'm not connecting this to the Wi-Fi yet. I think this Windows installation is a little bit out of date. Oh, it's snappy though. It's really fast. Yeah, we're on Windows 10 ThinkPad Yoga 11e 4th Gen Signature Edition. So this is like a specific version of Windows 10 that's designed for these specific laptops. This is the ThinkPad Yoga 11e 4th Gen. Look at that. We've got Google Classroom here. So yeah, this is the operating system of some kid's classroom laptop, I guess. It's from May 2020. Oh, it was some kid's lockdown PC! Oh my god, wait, they're probably the same age as me! Computers are designed to be as intuitive for us to use as possible. With mixed success, I'll admit, but enough that they're everywhere and that everyone at least sort of knows how to use one. Part of the job of a computer is to remember things about you, like your name, and to remember things for you, like what you were doing the last time you used it, or what pictures you think are important, or your schedule, or the projects you're working on. In other words, your computer's hard drive kind of functions as an extension of your own memory. With that in mind, looking through someone else's was a profoundly strange experience. This memory belongs to a woman about the same age as myself, and just like myself, she was nearing the end of her school days when the COVID pandemic hit. This laptop was presumably bought so she could do her online classes and not much else. She wanted to be a midwife. Despite being separated, both in space and in time, I feel like I just brushed past her in a hallway. There's a connection there. There's a fragment of someone's soul, split off from its host, adrift in the world. So that's Lan and Shi. It works almost at full function, but it's missing a battery, and I still don't trust that it won't suddenly die of a faulty RAM slot. Also, I do have 6 other laptops. Those laptops are identical to one another, so I can swap parts between them quite easily. I should be able to get some sort of Chimera up and running. Alright, here's Kaylee. Make sure you're spelling that right. They've got Rex's body, Rex's screen, Rosetta's motherboard, Glitzy's battery, and Turvy's keyboard. Wait, what's up? Okay, we have an exciting update. This thing right here, our display connector. Something's wrong with it. The backlight on the screen is not coming on anymore, which leads me to think that there might be something wrong with this motherboard. We've got a little circuit assembly right here. Let's focus on that. And just zoom in a bit. Fuse 5 is looking a little strange there. Nothing. Yeah, so I had to take the motherboard out again because I forgot to read the notes left there by the last person. Display backlight says it right here. It's okay, I'll use this one instead. This is Glitzy's motherboard. Okay, Turvy has the most intact keyboard. So, bam. Oh Jesus, it doesn't like me. Right, hang on a second. I'm not looking up any guides about how to do this properly. So if it's like the other ThinkPads, then I shove this upwards first. And then I can like reach in under with like a shim or like a blade of some sort. Something isn't right here. I'm gonna look up how to take a keyboard off a ThinkPad before I break the ThinkPad. Use the pointed end of a spudger to pry the 2 rubber stoppers out of the battery component. Okay, so there is something else. Oh, and there's 6 screws in the keyboard frame as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I pry the keyboard off now? I can. So I got Turvy's keyboard. Here's Rosetta. I need to swap some of the keys around. I didn't realize the J keys were both missing. It's the other home row key, so what I'll do is I'll transplant the F key. Damn, they come off really nicely. Do. Come on. It really doesn't want to go in. Oh! Oh dear. Wait, are these different shapes? Don't tell me they're not the same keyboard. Yeah, that goes in. Didn't go into this one though. Why are the switches different? It's the same keyboard. It's the same laptop. Oh my god. Did you know that laptop manufacturers use different suppliers for their keyboards, even within the same model of laptop? The T460 has 3 different variations of keyboard. Their keycaps are not compatible with each other, so I can't use replacement keys from Rosetta's keyboard, even though they are otherwise the exact same model of laptop. I decided to fix this in the worst way possible by buying the cheapest T460 keyboard I could find off of AliExpress. This came really fast. I'm quite impressed with that. I'm not so impressed with how it's broken here. And the ribbon cables are in the wrong place. They're sort of flexible, so I think I might be able to jam everything into place. Yeah, this is an adventure in buying the cheapest part you can find on AliExpress, I guess. If I just... Let's see how she performs. Arrow keys work. Cool. Okay, keyboard works. Oh, that's mushy. Oh, that's particularly bad. Oof. It's like catching on the left side against the frame. Track point. Ooh. That is way less sensitive. I don't hate it exactly. You know what? For a tenner, that's not too bad. I'm happy enough. Oh yeah, I also put some RAM in there. This laptop takes DDR3L, so thankfully it wasn't too expensive. Next, I stole an SSD from another old PC. This is the hard drive from my first ever desktop PC, which I actually got in 2016, which is around about the same time these laptops came out. This one has a soul too, but it's just mine from 6 years ago. This is the humor of a 16-year-old. Oh yeah, that's a classic. So I backed it all up, and then it was time for Arch Linux. And we've got a mouse. That's about all we have right now, but it's a start. Cool. We can open a console. How's it going, console? This is what the microphone sounds like. I don't know why this is what the microphone sounds like, but it's very interesting. Now see, I was foolishly tweaking the knob here instead of clicking on the input devices thing and turning this all the way down from 100%. So for my viewers who might know a thing or two about Linux, I'm using the Sway window manager with Waybar along the top for some system information and Alacrity as the terminal emulator. It's an older machine, so I want to keep the system as lightweight as possible, and the serif font was an accident, but I liked how it looked, so I leaned into it. Now, I would say that what I'm doing here with this interface is a form of art. I approach it the same way I approach any other artistic project. Start with a vague goal in mind, then meander towards that goal, but don't worry if an accident causes a change of course. Eventually the choices that I've made, intentional or otherwise, become something solid and defined, and interesting in its own way. I really hope that you can actually, see the star. I didn't prepare these slides with any consideration given to where my head would be. Arch is a particularly good flavor of Linux to use for this. Because it's one of the closest things you can get to having a truly blank canvas, I don't have to start with a pre-configured user interface if I don't want to. I can be creative. And lots of people really do take this far enough to be an art form in itself. It doesn't always turn into something that works well as a user interface, but I'm the one that's using it anyway, so it's not a problem. It's also a little bit self-indulgent. I want to come off as mysterious and unique and enigmatic. And desktops are boring. Desktops are a computing metaphor designed to make office workers from the 70s comfortable. The only reason that there's still a paradigm in the modern day is because that's kind of what everyone's used to. But if you can get used to something else, then why not? I originally bought these laptops because I thought it would be fun to try fixing one up. But there was also a practical aspect to it too. My main computer, which I have my script up on right now, is also a laptop, but it's pretty bulky as far as laptops go, and I really don't want anything bad to happen to it. So I wanted a smaller computer that I didn't have to worry about losing, which I could more easily take on trains and flights and to concerts. I mean, I'm going to Ninajirachi next month, why not? This one or this one? I was thinking the dark one, but actually I think I prefer this. Cool. So here I am, waving around a 10-year-old laptop that I realistically spent too much on once you include the extra parts, but I'm having the time of my life. I really can't overemphasize how much fun it is to have a little computer like this. Not even for gaming, I mean the system itself is the toy. I can make weird processing sketches or fudge my way through NeoVim or even open Blender and force it to do ray tracing and then add some filters and set the render as my wallpaper. If a computer is going to function as an extension of your soul, and it is if you use it enough, then I think it's good to enrich that part of your soul as much as any other. I did that here by reviving the laptop from the dead and sneaking it into a concert, but you don't have to do that. You just have to do something that you can tell a story about. I bet you've already got a story or two if you think about it for a moment. And if you don't mind me prying, I'd love to hear what it is. As for this story, well, it ends with these webcam videos of the concert, which I opened up the day after, and immediately realised that I had muted the microphone for a test recording at some point and completely forgotten to turn it back on again. I've been Shiada, thank you for watching.